financial journey. Well, we can cross to Susannah Streeter, who's at Sheringham Primary School in East London. Susannah, hello.
Hello there. Yes, this is financial education in action. I'm in class 6C here at Sheringham Primary School, full of very enthusiastic 10 and 11-year-olds. And Andy from MyBnk, the charity, has taken over the class for this morning. Let's have a quick listen in.
And be varied. It's not necessarily about how much money you have, but it's how you use it. Year 6, if I was to give you £1,000, or you were to borrow £1,000, what would you use it for? Does anyone want to fancy go on holiday? Anyone going to do any big shopping, trip of a lifetime? Things thinking about what could be possible. On your sheets, where it's got the orange box, can you and your partner decide what would you...
Well, let's have a quick chat to some of the pupils who are here taking part in this lesson. Samaya, hello there. So tell me, what facts have been the most interesting that you've learnt this morning?
It's a known fact that in the UK, the amount of money spent on non-essentials is 1.2 trillion.
1.2 trillion. Do you think you might have spent a few on non-essentials and badgered your parents, perhaps?
Maybe.
So do you think you're learning a lot about how to save money as well as spend it?
Once MyBnk came to school, I really learned a lot about how we can save, how much we need to spend and how much we can spend.
Thank you very much. Let's have a chat to Yusuf, who's here as well. Yusuf, what's the big fact that you've taken away so far this morning?
There are like 3 different types of people who spend too much, people who save too much, or people who are just in the middle. And I think MyBnk has really helped all of our understandings about how we can use our money when we're older, and the essentials that we can get with money in life, and the wants.
The wants, that is the big question, isn't it? So many wants, not enough needs, perhaps. Andy, is that what you're focusing on a lot today? Tell me a bit more about MyBnk and how many pupils that you've taught.
So MyBank's a financial education charity working with young people aged 7 through to 25. Within the primary range, we've covered about 100 primary schools, but this programme's only been running for the past 2 years. In 10 years as a charity, we've reached about 220,000 young people, helping them with their finances, futures, and being in mind with their own lives.
There is this big meeting in Westminster today talking about bringing us in to the national curriculum for primary schools. Why 7 to 11-year-olds as well? Because perhaps that's the target, isn't it?
Well, money habits stats say that are formed from age 7. There's no harm in getting it in there, embedding the habits. There's lots of things that they learn within schools, but teachers don't have the time. Ofsted don't view financial education as an important thing, so it's not covered. When actually these young people are benefiting from it here, now, and they're making a difference and going away talking about it with their families and parents. It's happening, it's real.
Does it surprise you, the types of questions that you get asked?
So the amount of study we've done in order to be able to do this job, there will always be one question that will stump you, whether it's an APR question about interest or going down to property, freehold, travelling the world and debt. It's mad. It's amazing.
From 10 and 11-year-olds or even younger. Thank you very much. Thank you, Andy. So let's have a chat now to Nick Clark, who's the Year 6 teacher. Your class has been taken over today. What would normally be happening here?
Oh, it'd be numeracy, reading, your standard curriculum time, really. So it's a nice opportunity for them to experience something a little bit different in the classroom today.
The thing is, though, you have an awful lot to get through on the national curriculum. Literacy, numeracy, a big focus on stats. Do you really have time for this?
Unfortunately, the primary curriculum is very, very busy and very crowded, but especially if the new Ofsted framework looking at that broad and balanced curriculum, we do need to be making sure we're teaching these life skills, we're teaching these life lessons. It seems like money is something that's so far away from these children, but they're going to go to secondary school next year, they're going to have to manage their money, and they really need to have an understanding of where that money comes from and goes to.
OK, Nick, many thanks. Thank you very much. So a lot of these discussion points will be raised during the meeting today at Westminster between teachers and business leaders and, of course, MPs. That's all from me. And everybody here at Sheringham Primary School.
It sounds like a really interesting lesson. Thank you very much, Susannah.